Don't give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honor to the elders, great millstone, and salutation to all y'all came on the house and bows big to the marriage. I was watching the title's gonna be called something about war, right? But I was watching the other apostles video. He made a great point. This is all smoke and mirrors, whether this is probably happening as we speak though. But this is all trying to get people to focus on something else. Notice COVID is not the big thing right now, right? It's all a trend. You saw these elites, right? They trend and stuff. They start a war over in Ukraine and Russia. They shut down COVID. You know what? We gotta somehow crash this economy faster. COVID did that by a lot. Shutting down these businesses and all that. Now it's really gonna show this time around when Russia invades Ukraine. The gas prices are going up, I heard. Not only that, but China also is going to invade Taiwan soon. But see, let's see what he has. Putin has to say.
Challenges, but inside our country we have to be more effective and work not according today's agenda, but tomorrow's agenda too. What I would like to say first, it's the main thing that you have to understand. What is happening? It's something that we were not given any other chances to act otherwise. Risks in the security area, we couldn't react any other way. All our tries it was complete zero, and I would say, and I'm really surprised. We didn't move any further, not even an inch. I want to underline and emphasize that this is not what was basically. It was we had to do it because the risks were really serious for the whole existence of our country.
So he had no choice, and if on the map, right, may look it up for you guys. That Ukraine is in between the EU and Russia. So the thing military bases NATO, right? It's part of North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So America and some European countries formed NATO. And what they were doing is there's a lot of things they did. Number one, they had bases in Ukraine too close to Russia's borders, right? Second, they had East America, Babylon was creating bioweapons, wait, I think biological germ warfare. They're creating something like how COVID is a germ warfare. It's like it's a bioweapon. Bill Gates, but they were trying to make something over there. In Russia, if you look it up, they had bio labs, right? They were trying to create some type of disease, right? That's the second thing. Third thing is they try to get Ukraine to join NATO. So these three things and provoked Putin to have to fight because you're too close, right? You're already Ukraine is neutral. Well, it was Ukraine thought America and NATO was gonna help, but that didn't happen. Right, trying to join NATO, but why not just join your neighboring country that you was already close to Russia, right? Because guys were once one singular power. Since you guys broke off, you try to join the end. What sense does that make? You know, but that won't. Basically, it had NATO. America had military bases. There was bioweapons. They have built military bases in Ukraine. Well, Ukraine is like very close to Russia. There's bio labs there creating germs, kind of create diseases. Third thing is America try to get Ukraine to join NATO. So these three things, like he's hesitant. He didn't he as you see before the clip, in a couple of seconds before at the minute and 8 seconds mark, he was like thinking on like we couldn't do anything else. There was nothing. He said the security risks were too urgent. So he has a good point. Right, people don't understand anything. People saying Ukraine this, Ukraine that. Russian people are protesting Russia, but the thing is, he had no choice. If they only could see what NATO was doing, then you would know that If they didn't do something there now, if Russia didn't do anything, they would probably had deal with freaking airborne diseases, or more military bases. So it's like he was doing what he had to defend his country. Ukraine should never try to join NATO in the first place. Russia said, stay neutral," and you know what? Ukraine didn't want to be in a neutral. He wanted to join NATO, and now America and NATO, they ain't helping. They're like, yeah, we're gonna sanction them. That's how Esau works. He's a coward.
Secondly, we totally understand which world we're living in. And we are ready to what's happening at the moment as to sanctions and restrictions. In the end of the day, I just want to say something like it's very important what I'm going to say. I want to react what the Russian Union of Entrepreneurs said. Russia becomes a part of the world economy, and because of that, and we are not gonna hurt the system that we are part of, that Russia is a part of. We don't do any harm to this system of world economy which we are a part of. And
Yeah, I don't think people saying he's not a good interpreter. Yeah, you got people making a joke. Well, that's not China's not invasion. That is Western terminology. We had to invade Ukraine. Yeah, Putin. Yeah. um. So, let me get some scriptures to back this because America thought like maybe I can make some bio weapons over there. Thou shalt not take up a part. I'm gonna get Isaiah chapter 14 verse 4. Cause Babylon. Joe Biden, right? America's proud country, has been fighting so-called freedom. We will stop bullies. We will stop Russia the bully. I was watching Joe Biden's speech. He was really adamant. Not knowing that at the same time America's bombing Somalia, right? Let me get to Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4. Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Russia, not Russia. America ain't out there trying to fight now. What's going on? You thought you're trying to help NATO. Not NATO. I thought you're gonna help Chalaki. I thought you were gonna help all Ukraine. Right? What happened to that? Right? You're not. You're not doing anything. You're sending sanctions. You got some European countries sanctioning Russia, saying they can't join a NASCAR race or a damn music. I don't think he cares about any of that, right? He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and non-hindrance. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoices. Okay. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth in singing. Yea, the fir tree rejoices at the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee as thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from the throne all kings of the nation. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Because Babylon, right, has been this mighty nation, right? People could say it can never fall. America's the greatest. America never lose. What's interesting is America's not going to lose ultimately just by nuclear missiles, but financially. infrastructure. You can look at the people in this country, and they're all eat McDonald's on every corner, right? This is Esau's idea. I know what's best for my people, for the nation of Babylon. McDonald's on every corner. Uh, Playing video games, right? Like making video, like just getting people glued to Marvel. Like that's all America's worried about. What's the next Marvel movie coming out? When's the new Spider-Man? We want Doctor Strange. Like grow up, It's like instead of worrying about the infrastructure or the nation as a whole, you know, there's potholes everywhere. To them, fixing the street is a slap, spit some tar in the sprint, like just spill a can of tar over the concrete. Just walk away after that. The trains are terrible, right? I've seen train stations that they're ugly, man. The New York trains, goddamn. You know, keep pushing that drill rap, right? Kill your own brother type of spirit Esau puts out there. You know, women dressing up as whores, just throwing her body which way to any man. So this country, you could see it on the outside looking in. America isn't that great of a country. Poisoning your food, GMOs and everything. Nothing is actually real. You know, Esau heavily advertises bacon in this country the most. Who puts bacon on donuts? Where is that? Like who does that? Any type of meat on any donut, like, but ultimately he's gonna choose bacon because that's the dirtiest animal. So everybody's getting tired of this place, right? This country's falling apart. You can see it. It's just on a decline. Morals. Standards, integrity. It's out the window. We got more homosexuals and feminists joining the military than ever before. Transgenders. You know. So when people talk about America's the greatest country, it can never be stopped. The funny thing is, it's slowly falling apart. You know. Now maybe not militarily, right? You don't see people dropping bombs on this place yet, but that's gonna come. But it's building up to that. The Lord's building it up. He's slowly revealing America for what it is, a disgusting, vile nation. You know. Imagine you bought a house. The inspector didn't show you all the bad parts about the house. The whole house got damn mold in it. Pipes are busted. Everything they got webs everywhere. It's like a haunted house. That's America. And everybody thought like, hey man, don't worry about it. You don't gotta inspect. It looks nice. Don't look. You gotta look that for the inspector just showing you the parts, the good parts of the house, but not the whole house as a whole. And it's like you live in it. Slowly, you start to slowly like, let me see what's going on with the pipes in the sink underneath the sink. You hear banging, in the attic. He's been haunted, probably. It's just sort of, if you understand what I'm saying, it's like you just think, people have been living in this country thinking, yes, America. Now everybody's waking up, but I've been reading comments, right? People saying, it's America NATO's fault. It's America's in NATO, America NATO, NATO EU, America. So people are knowing what's the problem, and it's not Russia. Everybody knows it's America. But the news like to put a spin on stuff. All they that speak and say unto thee, art thou become weak as us? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy bowels. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. You know? How thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? So how you fall? What's happening? The great nation that's been bullying other people, right? America's been bullying other nations for so long now. But now it's getting old. It's getting old. America is not that power it used to be. It's failing, right? Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but then is not yet. People think because of Russia and Ukraine's at war, they think that's the end. People are excited. People think, but the mark of the beast isn't here yet, right? Mark ain't here yet. So whatever war is happening before the mark of the beast, it's not the climax of it. The climax ultimately is when the Lord comes back. Just the conclusion of everything, you know. The Lord building this all up, man, for His return. You know, it's an amazing story. You know, you look at movies like Marvel. You know, all those events you've seen before Thanos came was to build up for him to come to Earth. You know, yeah, I like that movie. You know, Infinity War. You know, all the previous Marvel movies was a build up for him. You know, and that's what it is. This is what this is. All these prophecies, rumors of war, the chariots in the sky, showing more and more. You know, us being on the highways and byways. Now there's gonna be a documentary about us. You know, this is all build up. This is all for his return. You know, we're just heralds, the servants of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, for his the son of Yahweh to return in the second coming of Yahushai. You know, that's a way to get these ideas. They still honestly, the Lord could also put the spirit on them to even make movies. They probably never thought, hey, let me make a about someone returning with great power. You know. But yeah, you know, U.S. says they're gonna sanction Putin as the Russian forces close in on Kiev. Why don't you just send troops over there? You know. Look at this clown. You know what I heard that he's a damn he was an actor and he's from he's Zionist. He's a Khazar. Amalek. Okay, Amalek. US will join EU in sanctioning Putin and Lavrov. White House says NATO activates a response for the first time prompted by Russia-Ukraine invasion. Ukrainian capital a primary target of Russian attacks. United States plans to sanction Russian President Vladimir Putin. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki confirmed Friday as Russian forces press closer to the Ukrainian capital Friday. I want to get down to the point. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky urged his citizens in a video message to prepare for Russian forces storming Kyiv overnight, saying Ukraine can't lose the capital. A senior U.S. defense official said Friday that the Russian military has lost momentum in its offensive while cautioning that this could change in the coming days. Putin has called on Ukraine armed forces to take power from Zelensky and a group in Kyiv that Russian president described as neo-Nazis. Radiation levels at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant site in Ukraine remain in a safe range after Russia captured the facility Thursday, the International Atomic Energy Agency said. The local employees of the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv made an appeal for urgent American assistance this week, accusing the U.S. government of abandoning them. Bro, you can't trust the servant. You know, you're dumb. Yo, that's stupid. America's like, yeah, you know, damn, that's crazy what's happening to you, bro. Yeah, I got to go. You know, look at Esau's a demon, bro. He's slowly walking backwards. You know how we at camp we argue with some whether it be Jake or not, but anybody, you know, usually Christians do this. They'll argue until they hear what we have to say. Then like, yeah, this is too much to handle. I gotta slowly walk backward, and they just disappear on you. You know, like the scriptures, the wicked man fleeth, but no man pursues. Yeah, America's like, yeah, Ukraine, you got this. I know you got this. Yo, man, America is a coward, man. America, they're stupid. You know, the president of Ukraine. No, I think he's a puppet. No, someone should have assassinated his ass. You know, whoever believed in Russia. Now look at him. Now they're in danger of Russia, because if they just joined Russia, then none of this would happen. The Council Year of the continent's main human rights watchdog suspended Russia's representation rights and organization decision-making body in debate forum. More than 50,000 Ukrainians have fled the country in less than 48 hours, mostly to Poland and Moldova, according to United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Dozens of Ukrainian civilians killed since Russian invasion, estimates show. Multiple estimates show Friday a dozen Ukrainians have been killed since the start of the Russian invasion and perhaps more. The Office of UN High Commissioner for Human Rights said it had reports of 25 civilians who had died, plus 102 who had been injured. Ravina Shamdasani, the office spokesperson, told reporters that the deaths had been caused by shelling and airstrikes. The true figure, she said, may be even higher. 200? So 25 civilians died, plus 102 had been injured. This is very unlikely to be an underestimate, she said. Told Parliament. British Armed Forces Minister James Heapy told Parliament that 194 Ukrainians have been killed since the invasion began in the early hours of Thursday. Figure that included 57 civilians. Ukrainian President Zelensky said Friday that 137 Ukrainians have been killed and 316 wounded. Figures that included both military service members and seniors. Salaki and civilians. Let me just. President Zelensky is sobering video urged Ukrainians to be ready for the worst of Russian assault as forces close in on Kyiv overnight. Russian forces suffered very, very serious losses during the day despite despicable, harsh, and inhumane practice. Zelensky said credit in the bravery of soldiers and citizens taking up arms against the Russian, but a critical battle awaits for the Ukrainian capital, he said. This night they will begin to storm, Zelensky said. We all have to know what awaits us, and we have to withstand the fate of Ukraine is being decided right now. We can't lose the capital, he added. Man, you a puppet, right? Canada plans to sanction Putin and several members of his inner circle, including his chief of staff, and backbanning Russia from SWIFT international payment system. These men bear the greatest responsibility for the death and destruction occurring in Ukraine. Bro, isn't America already been bombing? Why ain't America ever get sanctioned? I always notice that, America does the most heinous crime throughout the world, but just because I think these countries are scared of America, man, they just sanction this place. These men bear the greatest responsibility for the death and destruction occurring in Ukraine. Trudeau told reporters at Ottawa, "We made it clear that all the options are on the table when it comes to imposing steep costs on Russia's unjustified and unprovoked invasion." Unprovoked? Unprovoked? You had military bases all over there, biolabs, and then you kept tempting. And Ukraine also signed a peace treaty, signed a treaty with Russia and broke it and tried to join NATO when it said don't join NATO, being neutral, be in the middle, don't be, you don't, if you don't join my side, then so basically saying, don't join their side. You don't got to join mine. And you don't got to join theirs. You just don't be your own country. Instead, NATO, Ukraine president, the clown Zelensky, the puppet, wanted to join NATO, and that act that is provoking. What are you talking about? Announcement came after the United States and European Union foreign ministers also said that they would sanction Putin. European allies are divided over whether to cut Russia off from the SWIFT international banking system, but Trudeau said that doing so would make it even more difficult for President Putin to finance his brutalities. He said Canada also would levy additional sanctions on 57 Belarusians for abetting President Putin's invasion of a free and sovereign nation, and that the federal government would match up to 10 million donations to made to the Canadian Red Cross to aid the humanitarian crisis in Ukraine. So let's see if there's any more. Look at this. Send Warner demand YouTube, Facebook to do more to stop Russian propaganda. See, now everybody's waking up. See, this is amazing. You know, this is a major time we're living in. America can't control the narrative. They had CNN, ABC, NBC, all these damn outlets, mainstream media. Now you got real people who actually live in these areas talking about what's happening over there. You know, you look at this. They can't control it. Esau can't do nothing about it. No, he's gonna have to shut down the internet because people are revealing him for what he is. You know, and Babylon can't deal with the truth. Think of a vampire. Think of sunlight. The vampires of Babylon, and the sunlight is the truth. He can't handle it. He's gonna burn, right? Ever watch a vampire movie where the vampire dies because they can't be in the sunlight? They always gotta come at night. That's Esau. He's been living in darkness. The Lord brought him to the light. Now he can't hide himself. He's getting burned away alive. Look at him. We gotta stop Russian propaganda. There ain't no Russian propaganda, man. You just need to stop messing with people. You instigating wars and you're not even helping them. Like, yeah, hit Ukraine. You know, yeah, hit Ukraine. Watch what happens. Nothing. They ran away. Russia's a coward. I'm not Russia, Slovakia, America. So Russia, not the aggressor. America's finished. Can't control the narrative. People are freaking posting their own news. Wait, this is the rupture. Oh, dude, this is a quote by a banker. I was gonna. If my sons did not want wars, there would be none. Rothschild. Hey, look at this. I don't always drink beer, but when I do, President Biden entered the land war with Russia over the Ukraine. Not doing a goddamn thing. This is what I wanted to get. Something like this. Look at this. This is what the United Nations, Ukraine versus Russian conflict. United Nations. Just they ain't doing nothing. You know? But that's it on that one. I couldn't find a meme that we were making about how America ain't doing nothing. You know? America was there was one where Ukraine was getting invaded, asking for help, and the other guy was saying with his thumbs up didn't do anything, just put a smile on his face, put thumbs up because they showed NATO and America's flags at the bottom. Like, yeah, it's like America, they'll cause problems, but yet they won't. They'll cause problems for you, but that's it. You ain't gonna. You should have joined Russia. That's all through the Lord. That the Lord didn't want. The Lord wanted this to happen. Rumors of wars, right? Push the economy to go down even more. Gas prices are going up, right? People are probably gonna be panic buying really soon. They're getting tired of it. They're getting tired of you got people speaking out on the social media platforms. But they say you gotta censor more Russian propaganda on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube because the internet is out there, right? And the internet is the worst thing Esau could ever created. Well, let me see if there's a quote on that. This first part is true. The worst and the best that the internet ever did was give everybody a voice. That's true because you got the good information, you got the bad information. For Esau, this is the if you're bringing out the truth, Esau's gonna be pissed. So Esau's gonna have no choice but to shut down the internet, right? If he doesn't, you know, then people are gonna still be speaking the truth, right? This country's finished. You know. I want to end it with that. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, double honor to the elders, great millstone, and salutation to all y'all, Kim and Howard and Bowers. Till next time, say shalom.